All right, welcome to the second video of Sideline Talk. Today we are going over the top 5 remaining free agents from today and seeing what we think about it and where they are going to go. So the first one we have is Aaron Rodgers. He did not sign or re-sign with the Jets after given some things that he had to do from Aaron Glenn. He couldn't go on a Pat McAfee show anymore, or less as much as he was doing, because he's like, I think, one of the most frequent guests.
Really? And he didn't go on as much?
So he was focusing on a lot of it. He was on a lot of their videos, and I do mean a lot. So that was one thing. And there's maybe a pay cut. I don't know all the details, but he told him no. Aaron Glenn said they're releasing him, and well, they got their next future quarterback, which is Justin Fields, which I absolutely love.
Really? He went to the Jets? It's confirmed?
Yep. Yes, 2-year contract, a decent amount.
That's exciting. I think you're right. I want to see him play with them as well. That will be exciting. I mean, is he still keeping jersey number 2?
No, I think. Well, I don't know if he's keeping 2. I've seen pictures with him wearing 3, so we'll see what it is. Also, another thing too about him is 2 could already be taken. I don't really know. I'm not a Jets fan. I'd hate to be a Jets fan.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all haven't won since 1969.
Yeah, I don't think ever will. But yeah, so they also went through a massive rehaul. They got lost some guys, got some good guys. I think Aaron Glenn and them are heading through a good direction. But
he was the defensive coordinator with the Lions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that should be fun to see.
Yeah, because what's funny too is their last head coach, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He was a defensive head coach. And Aaron Rodgers, if he denies it or not, he got him fired. Now they went back and hired another defensive head coach.
What was it, Robert Saleh? I'm sorry, Saleh?
Might have been. Let me look that up.
He was his last name was a bit fancy. I don't know if he was like Middle Eastern or something.
I don't know. I'll find out. Robert Saleh.
Saleh,
yeah. I mean, I don't mind this at all. I think it was it. I mean, he went to the 49ers, which was that's a good signing by the 49ers. But the thing about the 49ers is, ever since I think 2021, they've been through a new defensive coordinator every year. They can't keep a defensive coordinator.
It's kind of tough that way. I mean, you need to gain some some solid grounding with your defenders. So changing your coordinators every single year isn't going to do well for your team in the long run.
Yeah, no, last year the defense was not good. I mean, granted they had some they had issues with healthy dudes, but the guy, when they went to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, they hired interim head coach for the Panthers, Steve Wilkes, who's a defensive coach. They went to the Super Bowl that year, and then they fired him the next year. I don't think that answers any problems.
Yeah, not at all. So
yeah, and another thing too, I don't know who's going to honestly sign the Aaron Rodgers.
He's old. Shouldn't he just retire? I think he should. What do you think?
She probably should retire. I mean, he's 41. I mean, he might have 2 more years in him, but not as a starter.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of very few quarterbacks who are still in the league. Like Matthew Stafford is going strong. Joe Flacco isn't he still around, or did he retire this year?
I have no clue if he retired or not. I haven't heard his name in a while after he got benched the last time in Indianapolis.
So yeah, I think that generation is practically died out. I think he's washed out. He was a good quarterback. I mean, he is historically, but just retire, man. You're done.
Yeah. There's nothing to is most teams, one thing he doesn't, teams can't build the way they want with him on it. They have to build around him and only him. So he kind of takes over everything when he's your quarterback.
Yeah, and he's not a long-term quarterback, so trying to build around him, you kind of need to do that long-term.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like 5 years ago, then yeah, you can build around him.
I know.
But yeah, no, now it's too late. That's why one of the reasons why he failed with the Jets. Zach Wilson played better with the Jets than Aaron Rodgers with the Jets.
Yeah, but I mean, only a little bit better.
Yeah, it's still better, even though that's still better. You because the Jets did everything for Rodgers. They fired the coaches you want to fire. They got Devontae Adams from the Raiders, and he's had nothing they did had an impact on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. They did everything they could and still failed.
Yeah, so it was one of the modern football's kind of failure stories in that aspect.
Yeah, so. And speaking of had a few stints and as a quarterback is Russell Wilson. He has gone several places. He's a lot younger. He's only 36 years old.
So he still has some years left.
But do you even want to make a team around him? I mean,
honestly, I think given some better circumstances and a smaller contract, he might have had success with the Broncos, but it's too late now.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that he did is I think he let his ego go up way too high.
Broncos country, let's ride. You know,
that was the stupidest thing ever.
It's good line. He didn't deliver on it.
No. and the fun part too is a lot of teams have signed. I'm not saying every team, but the teams that needed a quarterback have signed a quarterback in some way or another. Like the Titans signed Mason Rudolph today. Yes, today they signed him to a 2-year contract.
Oh wow!
The Colts signed Daniel Jones.
What?
Yeah, to a 1-year, $14 million contract. Does he deserve $14 million? No. But it is what you would consider that premium position, where it's like, if at this point in the NFL, if you don't pay a quarterback, you're not going to have a quarterback.
So, what's just out of curiosity? What's Daniel Jones's jersey number? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know that he just signed. I think today or early last night. We'll find out. There's probably going to have some big press conference.
And another question: is he going to start over Anthony Richardson?
I think that's going to be decided during training camp.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I still I love watching Anthony Richardson in college, and I kind of was disappointed watching him go, down the tubes in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is he's the definition of a glorified running back.
That's true too.
I hate to say it, but he really is. Because
did you watch him in college? He ran.
He ran. Yeah, he's still trying to run. I mean, he can run. He has the worst accuracy at percentage in NFL history.
Wait, are you kidding? No kidding.
Yeah, it's like 56. At one point, I think it was like 56%.
Yeah, I had him in fantasy one year. The points probably only came from his running, right?
Mm-hmm.
That figures.
Running, a lot of it. I mean, there's no problem with running. I mean, look at some of the great quarterbacks. You can run Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jaden Daniels,
Lamar Jackson,
Cam Newton, Cam Ward. They could all run. But they can also all throw.
He can't. Anthony Richardson can't throw.
Yeah, and you can't blame the wide receivers either. I mean, he has Alec. What's his? They have number 11, Alec
Pierce.
Pierce, yeah, Alec Pierce. Him, and they had the rookie Josh Downs.
Yeah,
those two are good receivers. He could never get them the ball.
Yeah, and it was Joe Flacco when he played. I watched him throw to Alec Pierce, and I remember seeing Anthony Richardson go under from concussions and stuff, and
Yeah.
I mean, the worst part, as you probably remember, he just like went off the field. It was like switch me off, and I was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It was kind of disappointing. But Daniel Jones in the Colts, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Another thing too is he can't go to the Raiders like he was projected to. Can't go to the back to Seattle because Seattle got Sam Donald, and Las Vegas got Geno Smith. So seeing where Russell Wilson and Rodgers are going to go is there's only so many teams that they can really go to at this point and actually be a starter.
Well, Russell Wilson, maybe, I don't know, Cowboys country. Let's rodeo.
I think that's worse. That's way worse than that's right. At least it made sense.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the Cowboys ride Broncos, I guess, but yeah, we've got Dak and his backup. So
I mean, Dak his time's coming up too because I don't know how old. Like he has to be in his 30s.
he's 30. He's 32.
Yeah, exactly. So his time's coming up. To where he's gonna
injury prone. Yeah.
That's why, because another problem too is Russell Wilson is going to have a higher chance of starting than Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, because Russell Wilson has at least more time in the NFL.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be, I don't think they're going to be signed as starters. You're going to be signed as mentors, backups.
Did you think he possibly had a chance with the Steelers?
Yes. I mean, he could resign with the Steelers. I don't know how that's negotiating, but Steelers signed, I think, a quarterback. They did. They signed, I can't remember who they signed. They got Mason Rudolph. That's who they got. They got Rudolph, but because a lot of these teams really don't need a quarterback. Now, you'd say the Browns, who traded for Kenny Pickett. I think they should start him over Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Deshaun Watson. He's garbage now.
Yeah, he hasn't been good since
the drug incident
since 2022. I think 2020 was his last dominant season.
Yeah, 2022. Like, what was it? In the summer, he had that drug overdose, and then suspended like most of the season, and then just didn't play well.
He just kept getting suspended. And I think 2020 was his last dominant year back. I think the last year they had D-Hop and a lot of the great players.
Yeah. So.
And another great player that's in the free agency is going to go in the defense is Justin Reed from the Chiefs.
Oh yes. He's going to the Chiefs?
No, he just played with the Chiefs. He's been with the last couple of years. He's 28 years old. Yeah, 28 years old. He's been with the Chiefs and Texans. I don't know why he hasn't been signed yet. I mean, he's a two-time Super Bowl champion with the Chiefs. I mean, he's a strong safety, so a hard position. It's a harder position to get consistent people at. So, and a lot of teams could use safeties.
Yes.
I don't think there's a single team that has a completely good, strong safety, free safety, and just a good circulation of safeties out there. Because every team needs one, wants one, is going to buy one practically.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll get a decent signing wherever he goes.
I mean, I can see him being signed in a couple days. I mean, there's no way he stays like 2-3 weeks unsigned.
Yeah, I mean, he played good with the Chiefs, and it was nice watching him play. But I guess they really got to pay Mahomes and Kelsey.
So Mahomes so speaking of the Chiefs, they had to restructure Mahomes and Chris Jones's contract so they can sign people. Yeah, they had to take a pay cut so that they can get players.
Yeah, see, that's why you don't sign Patrick Mahomes to an existential huge paycheck.
I mean, he does deserve to get paid well.
Yeah. I'm
But,
not saying he doesn't get deserved,
oh yeah,
but
but a
still,
lot of,
like, think about long term. You got to pay players. You can't just pay one player all.
yeah, a lot of quarterbacks at this day and age are getting paid. I honestly think too much money because
I
it's
mean,
either
some like Patrick Mahomes get paid what they're worth, basically, and some are overpaid.
yeah. So I saw this one article saying how the gap between the middle quarterback and the highest quarterback back when like Aaron Rodgers was and like back when Aaron Rodgers, Tony Romo was $9 million was the highest pay gap between your mediocre quarterback in the NFL to your highest paid quarterback.
9 million?
$9 million.
That's small compared to.
Now it's like $110 million. So the gap between the players is huge.
I mean,
And they're putting so much money in these quarterbacks, they're not being able to sign other players. I mean, look at the running backs. Running backs aren't getting paid as much as some of them deserve. Some of them are getting paid what they deserve, like Saquon Barkley. He's earning all the money. He like without the without the Eagles signing him, they would have not gone to the Super Bowl.
that's totally true. I mean, he was reached 2,000 yards this season.
Oh yeah, he almost broke the all-time single season record.
So he's second on the list, I guess.
Yeah, but he's on the second best running back single season running back season of all time.
Still, I mean, he deserves that payment 100%.
And like Derrick Henry, I think I don't know how much longer he had in the tank as running backs. There comes of age where your body can't do it anymore.
Yeah, you run out of playing a little faster than others.
Yeah, but I can see Derrick Henry signing this extension. I don't know why he wouldn't. At least a 2-year extension. I can see that 100% going down. And like other running backs, let's see, got a extension. Chuba Hubbard from the Panthers had his best career season. Got an extension, I think a 3 or 4 year extension. Good pay. I think James Conner is a good running back. Let me see who else has some decent running backs. The Bills running back, I can't remember his name. He's a pretty good running back for that team. He fits in their scheme perfectly. I mean, everything he does is what they need.
Back when Christian McCaffrey was actually playing with the 49ers for real, he was getting paid what he deserved.
Oh yeah, now speaking of CMC, I don't think I think he has 2 or 3 more seasons left.
Really? That fast?
I mean, one of the reasons why the Panthers even traded him in the first place is how many injuries he was taking. We couldn't pay him so much money and then for him not to play.
Oh.
I mean, he's injured prone. He's been injured prone for a long time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but also too, he had 2 ankle injuries on both of his ankles, and then and tore like an ACL or something in the middle of 3 games after he came back. They can't rely on him for being healthy for another 7 years.
What about Isaiah Pacheco?
He's another good running back that's coming off of injury. I think he'd become a really good running back and give him two more years, I think, and he can be a top 10 running back. But another thing that the Chiefs they need to keep an O-line. If they want him to be as good as they can, they need the O-line, and they lost, I think, 2 offensive linemen that have been with them for the last few years, just securing the Super Bowl team. And they signed a free agency an offensive lineman that's been in the league for 4 years who's only played 12 games.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to end well for him. I think, and I don't care where people come out to going after him, but I really don't think the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl next year.
Much less the AFC Championship.
I think they have a higher chance of making the AFC Championship than making the Super Bowl. I mean, they're going to go there, and they're going to be playing in my opinion, one of 4 teams: the Bengals,
Ravens,
Ravens, Bills, and
Bills, yeah,
Texans.
Texans.
I think that I think the Texans have what it's take. Have what it's take.
Yeah,
Or
they just need to get past that divisional round.
yeah, or they can even another two teams that could potentially be under the radar are the Broncos and Chargers.
I was thinking Broncos for sure, yeah. But and then I always forget which Harbaugh is it? Is it John Harbaugh?
I think it's Jim. I think Jim's with the Jim's with the Chargers and John's with the Ravens.
Okay, Jim Harbaugh's Chargers. Okay, yeah. I think I watched him coach Michigan to that national championship. I think they did excellent. And the fact that he turned the Chargers around from a bad season into a playoff contender was very highly respectable in his first season.
Oh yeah, except they lost the most embarrassing way possible.
That's true. So they have a lot to fix.
Yeah, they do. They need, I think, more help in wide receiver. I mean, they got Lad McConkey. They got Mike Williams. I think his name was Mike Williams from the Steelers. I think he's going to do well, but the one thing that kind of did not help is the picks. I think Justin Herbert threw 4 picks that game, and he hadn't thrown a pick in a away game since he played the Panthers in, I think, week 2.
Oh.
Yeah, he had 3 picks all season. And he throws 4 in first playoff game.
So it wasn't their best moment.
No, it was I think the worst playoff game in recent mind comes to me is when they were playing Jacksonville, where they were up like 30 points in halftime and they blew it.
Oh, I remember that playoff game. Yeah, I thought the Chargers were going to win it. I switched it off. I look at the stands the afternoon. I'm like, holy cow!
Yeah, I turned the game off by halftime because I was rooting for the Jags because they're one of those teams that absolutely deserve playoff berth because they've never been in the Super Bowl,
much less AFC Championship.
No, they've been to an AFC Championship.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It was their second year in the league. Panthers also in the second year. Panthers and the Jaguars both made it in the AFC champion. AFC and NFC championship both lost, and their second year of being a franchise. So,
I stand corrected.
Yep.
So,
2 more dudes that I think are going to be signed fairly soon. I can't see them going not signed. Is both offensive line is Cam Robinson and Tevin Jenkins. Both because offensive line I'm not going to know the most of, but just by reading what I have up here, they both Cam Robinson's 29 years old, still got a good bit in him. He's got a lot of time, but I mean, there's so many teams that need offensive linemen. I can see him being signed in the next couple days.
Yeah, maybe the Chiefs could look at him.
I mean, the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs would gladly like him, but it's paying him the money is the problem.
Yeah, that's always when you think about it. As we've mentioned earlier, it's crucial that you have a good O line to protect your QB.
Yeah, I think there's, in my opinion, 2 critical positions that each team needs to be successful because all the teams have it is a good O line. And also, honestly, in my opinion, a good tight end. Because the teams that have an O line, I mean, let's take the Lions for example. They have one of the best O line in the league, and they have one of the top 10 tight end in Sam Laporta. Look what they've been doing for the last 2 years.
Touchdown after touchdown.
Yeah.
Jared Goff has time to throw.
Yeah, because the offensive line keeps the time. They give him the pocket. And the tight end, because you got a top 10 tight end, he's going to draw one of the defending team's best corners, linebackers, safeties. And guess what? Now because one of the best players is on him, now you got 3 receivers that can go and like anywhere and catch the ball.
Yeah.
So
Maybe people can draw from the Lions' talented O-line, draw inspiration from that, and try to
the
build.
Lions got a good O line. Eagles got a good O line.
Yeah, that's why Saquon. I mean, aside from his natural talent, the O-line created opportunities.
Oh yeah, the O line 100%. Because even when he was sitting like Kenneth Gainwell, he was still going out there and winning and getting those harder yards.
Yep.
And the other offensive lineman, Tevin Jenkins, it's 2 years younger, came off of his rookie contract with Chicago. He's probably going to go to a team that needs him. Well, there's a lot of teams that could use him. I don't know. He is a guard, so he's going to be. So you got your center here, your guards here, and then outside is your tackles, left and right tackle.
Okay.
But I can see him. I can see him just going to a team. I mean, one thing that he could go to Vikings. I think Vikings could sign realistically Justin Reed in the 2 linemen, Cam Tevin Jenkins and Cam Robinson. But
yeah, any quarterback who's going to be with the Vikings, they're going to need to protect that quarterback.
Yeah, especially if JJ McCarthy's starting.
Yeah,
if they're going to have to protect him because he's coming off of was it like an ACL injury or like MC1, something like that.
Something pretty egregious like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want him, you don't want to let him get tackled because, or at least the wrong way, because one tackle, because it's such a newer or newish injury, it can happen all over again. So
yeah.
So yeah, those are the top five free agents. And one last thing before we wrap this up is, I think about Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I think what teams should do is I think they should sign him, not as him as a starter, but as a mentor and a kind of like an extra coach for a quarterback that they can either draft or eventually. They can draft or sign off of like a struggling quarterback and just get him going off. Because one team that sticks out to me, I'm probably pretty sure I said it earlier, are the Giants.
Yes.
They need a quarterback 100%. The Giants need one. Jacksonville could use one. If I'd put my money on any team, I think Jacksonville and the Giants are going to be probably good high bidders for one of those two quarterbacks.
I would settle for the Giants. I mean, not that I like them, but from the quarterback position, they need somebody. I don't think Tommy DeVito can do it alone.
No, he needs a lot of help. I mean, he's not. I mean, we saw sparks of what he can do. I mean, he's had good games.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have a very talented. I mean, they got the rookie running back. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. They got
Devin Singletary.
They got Devin Singletary and one other, the rookie last year. He did really good.
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors is the wide receiver. I was about to get Darius Slay, another good wide receiver. I mean, they have what you need. It's just the quarterback, I think. Once they can get a good, stable quarterback.
Yeah, Russell Wilson could be that mentor.
He could be the mentor.
And on occasion start, maybe.
Yeah. They can, I mean, not trying to be biased here, but they can do kind of what the Panthers did. They signed Andy Dalton, drafted a young quarterback, Bryce Young, had a rough season, came back, had a rough season to the start, got benched, learned under Andy Dalton what to do, how to react to certain positions, and then I think by week 16 he had the highest completion percentage in the league by like week 16. He was first in the league.
Yeah, it's a big success story.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he struggled. I mean, he struggled. Learned behind a quarterback that has done. I can't say done all, but has practically done everything. Led the team playoffs, been through highs and lows in Andy Dalton. I think, and now has taken no success as a franchise quarterback. I think Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson can easily do that. I think Aaron Rodgers would be more hesitant to do that because I think he's more going out for like, oh, look at me on the starter. Like, I think he's going to, if he does get any starting position, it's going to either because that team literally has no quarterback, or it's just because he has a big name and they can make money off of it.
Yeah. And
It's gonna be
names
one of
alone aren't going to sell.
Oh yeah. So that's all the top 5 free agents that we've gone over them. Hope you enjoyed this. This is the Sideline Talk. I'm gonna have to edit this part out.
Come on.